Alright, welcome back to Murdered Soul Suspect. I guess, as soon as I figure out the sprint button, it is time to head over to the Salem History Museum, where we get to find out about witches and see what kind of plot ends up revolving around all of that.
If I ever met the killer in the street, I don't know what I'd do.
Well, you'd probably be okay, because you're probably not a witch. Otherwise, you'd know I'm inside of you.
If cops aren't safe, who is safe?
Well, no one is really safe. It really just depends on the killer and the circumstances, you know? I wasn't a witch, I just kind of happened to stumble across the murderer, who is obviously very demented and far into— what are you doing? Check? Oh, okay, bye. But yeah, no. The guy who killed me is a bit of a lunatic, and maybe he's possessed. But it's starting to look like maybe he's not. Maybe he's just, yeah, fully a lunatic. And the fact that I interrupted him was the only reason I died. Otherwise, I probably would've been fine, because I'm not a witch. Although maybe Julia was a witch. Nah, she got killed by other people. But that'd be an interesting plot twist. Wait. I mean
Fitting
psychic.
for an investigation about a serial killer. All these murders have whipped this town into a frenzy. Now it all leads here to a gala celebrating a time when Salem found itself swept up in another whirlwind of hysteria.
People are checking out a museum of witches during a time where a crazy serial killer is killing people? I just wouldn't feel safe in the middle of the night, you know? Especially not in a creepy museum. Witch trial exhibits. We get to learn things. What do you think about witches?
Sorry,
Whoa.
tomorrow tickets will go on sale to the general public. Tonight is a special members-only event.
Say what? Sorry, I kind of froze right there. You're gonna need to repeat that.
What's so special in there tonight? I got all dressed up for nothing.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Museum must be doing well to turn us away. Maybe there's a way to talk her into it.
Hi, listen, my friend's been a big fan of witches for like a really long time, and he just, you know, it's his birthday, and he should just be, you know, at the very least you could bring him inside of the museum, and then maybe me too. Hello, ghost lady. What do you happen to be doing?
I couldn't get out. The fire was merciless.
Oh, there was a fire that tore down this museum before? That sucks.
I couldn't get out. The fire was merciless.
So do you have, like, problems that I could help you
I
with?
couldn't get out. The fire was merciless.
Okay, alright. You couldn't get out. The fire was merciless.
Gather round and bear witness to the righteous proceedings of a trial of a most heinous nature. Now you, good woman Putnam, you stand accused of the murder of 7 of your own children, whom you claim were taken by forces of the devil.
Freak show better give me some answers.
I did not do it. My devil spawn of a child is my own accuser.
Confess to bearing the spawn of the devil?
I did only mean it as a term of anger, that my own daughter would thus accuse me in my grief.
And young Ruth Putnam, your own daughter, has testified to this court that you did take from her. And she began to have pains of the belly and bled most woefully from her nether parts for 5 days. Was or was not the puppet used to inflict this suffering?
Buddy, that's called a period.
It was not. I have engaged in no witchcraft.
Yet she did find the puppet, folded in half at the belly, thus proving her demonic curse upon her. Mary Warren is a witness to the same, as the girls played with it in the bedchamber.
The poppet was folded in half. It proves nothing.
Goody Putnam, do you confess your guilt at inflicting harm of a demonic nature upon your only surviving daughter?
I do not confess it.
And do you confess to the demonic contract that took the lives of her other 7 children?
I neither confess that.
Confess now, good woman Putnam. Confess, and ease your soul of your most foul crimes.
I would dangle from up on high, then confess to crimes for which I am innocent.
There were children accusing their own parents?
Yeah, I mean, if it's here, I guess it's true. I can't imagine what it would be like to have my own child turn on me.
Right?
Blows my mind that this really happened. Not just in a play, but in the lives of real people.
Is this like a real tale you got here? Because that sounds like...
Seems like just about anything can get you accused.
It sounds like the kid was starting to have her first period, you know, cramps and bleeding from her nether regions, and she just blamed it on her mom, which she's not that entirely wrong. Technically, it's her mother's fault, but only very, very indirectly.
This play's hilarious, but nobody gets it. God, women had a raw deal.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't live in any time where there's ignorance and, no, there's still ignorance in the world.
Would a Puritan really say that? Maybe make my voice deeper. Would a Puritan really say that?
I don't really think you should make your voice deeper. I think it fits out. Oh, look at me, I'm just kind of flowing through things. Yeah, I'm a ghost. But I think maybe Puritans in the past would have, like, really light voices, especially in a trial. In a trial, you have to be able to speak extremely quick in order to screw with the person being accused. Now, what is this? Court records. Are these legitimate court records? Replica court records from the actual Salem witch trials. Ah, neat. I don't know how much I trust in a museum, but
did you see all those
it's
police
possible.
lights? I don't know. We came straight from a dinner in Boston. Maybe Jim knows.
So, I'm sitting there
Jim,
watching
did you hear
the
anything
Badge
about
game.
a crime or something?
What? Crime? No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, it was by that old rundown apartment building. I don't know. I guess some drug thing got busted or something. I never liked that street anyway.
I got shot! It sucked.
I was just saying there were police lights flashing and a street blocked off.
Like boring people killing each other. This witch stuff would never happen now.
Are you rooting for the witch stuff?
Nothing like boring people killing each other.
Because we don't have enough to really work with right there.
Should have brought a little radio.
It's 2014. It said present day at the beginning of the game, so if we assume it's 2014, you should have just brought your phone.
Nice party. Not as comfy as my sofa.
Now, I understand that. Why? Is this a party? It's a fucking museum. There's hardly anyone here in terms of, like, a museum. I don't know, every time I've been in a museum, the place has been packed, and there's been lots of activities, but then again, this is at night.
Stop thinking about the dead cop.
And these seem to be adults, just drinking wine to witch trials.
Police aren't even safe.
Oh, shush up with that.
Pretty sure it was police lights. What's happening outside?
I don't know, maybe you should go outside rather than staying inside the creepy witch trial place in the middle of the night. Alright, let's see if I can find anything else, although there was another room over here that seemed pretty wide open. So maybe, oh, but it's not part of the investigation area. Holy mother of fucking tits! Wow! Can I go through this? Oh, thank God. Alright. Why are there so many demons? Jeez. Alright, what is this? Ah, Julia's thoughts. Museum date. Went to the history museum with Ronan again. He's not much of a history buff, but he knows I am, and he's so sweet to come with me. Ominous as it may be, I love that this little town has so much gravitas to it, that people have lived here for centuries. That helps me feel rooted to this place. I never want to feel rooted to a place. If I want to move, then let me go ahead and do that, you know? Ah, rocks. Good, I guess. Being a dishonest baker was one of the many offenses liable to result in the public shaming and torture of the stocks. Being a bad baker? Really? Wow. Okay. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Ooh, I can find this. I don't know if I should. Oh, right, I can no, I can't teleport over that. But now I just maneuver myself around. Oh, right, I was gonna say, I've looked at the comments, and definitely there have been people going like, hey, it was there, you missed this over at this place. And I was like, oh, whoops. So I may go back and gather a couple of the investigation pieces for those ghost stories, because I do like hearing them. They're kind of cool, you know, just having like a couple of minutes where a dude's talking about some kind of haunting and how it creeped him out, and I can be like, oh, yeah, that is kind of creepy. Or I can go, well, that's not as creepy as the other one we heard with the dead bodies. But then again, I guess dead bodies are always creepy.
Pretty sure it was police lights.
Okay, you're not even the other person.
Does the wood get preserved that long?
Stuff? Or it could just be made again.
Whoa. People really died here.
Did people die in this specific place? I thought it was just a museum.
I'm trying to avert my eyes, but there's horrible stuff everywhere.
Gee, it's almost like you went to a museum dedicated to mass killings of people.
This place is gruesome.
You're an idiot. Maybe she's trying to get with this guy.
Not into this.
She's not even into this.
I don't know why we're here.
Fucking go home and watch Netflix. God.
Man, everything was harsher then. Why was life so brutal?
Because people were idiots, and some of them still believed the world was flat.
Fascinating stuff.
Well, at least this guy's interested.
Huh. People really died because of these.
People still die because of idiotic things like this, but hey, whatever. Alright, I'm enough listening into people's thoughts. They're not gonna have that many interesting ones.
Preserved that long.
See, he has the exact same ones as the other one. Oh my god, I'm really interested in wood. What is making those sounds? Trapdoor.
The time is upon us, Abigail Williams.
No.
Hey,
You
that's the
scourge
girl!
of Salem. It is time to pay for your sin.
That ghost girl from the alleys is Abigail Williams, and this gallows was actually used to execute her centuries ago. I wonder if we can ever talk to her about that. Hey, maybe she died and started cursing people. I mean, if she's been here for centuries, but she knows about, like, the way things work and how to escape, then it's obvious that she's staying here for a reason, you know? Oh, hello.
I wish people could read the sign. Stay polite.
But yo, it's totally his birthday. Ronan meets Rex. I was so nervous. My rogue ex-con boyfriend meets my cop brother. It's a situation that's bound to have sparks, right? But it's like they were birds of a feather. I've never seen two men understand each other so naturally. I think this is going to work out fine. You know, you sound like you had like a really perfect time getting with Ronan. Like an unbelievably perfect time. So convenient of you to die, huh? Now what is this? Owned by Judge Hawthorne, one of the most influential judges during the witch trials, this historic mansion served as courtroom for many of the trials and sentencing hearings during that hysteria that blanketed Salem in 1962. Does that that's not even on the plaque itself. It just kind of like, I zoom in and then the words appear. Hi.
I remember a bright flash, and then nothing.
What are you talking about?
I remember a bright flash.
God, you're like the other lady.
So it wasn't really a form of execution.
Right.
But someone still got killed by this.
Yep.
So, what's the point of this?
You were trying to get people to talk.
To talk? How could they talk with those heavy stones on their chests?
Doesn't make sense to me either.
Well, maybe they could gasp out a few words and then go, hey, oh. What is making that sound? A crack? I wonder if it cracked when it was dropped. Was this used to hold rocks here? How long is the blood statement on this rock? I don't know. But maybe the crack? No. Maybe the rope snapped. No! The blood's the most relevant thing? Ah, okay, it's a splashing sound. It sounded like kind of like a crack, but okay.
Confess, witch. Confess. Or covenant. A
demonic contract with the dark forces.
Demonic contract. Back in Puritan times, they tortured people to coerce their confessions that their actions were guided by a demonic contract. Boy, doesn't that sound familiar. Okay. I can see where this is going. I just have to find some more information before I come to any kind of conclusion. It looks like this is one of those, areas where I do actually have to legitimately identify everything I can. Now, what is this? Wasn't something like this used in a Bell Killer murder? It was. It was used to drown Sophia in water. Yeah, no, it was supposed to drown her in fire. Something like this was used to kill Sophia. Yes. Yes, it was. It may become relevant, though. Look at this.
Witchcraft that would get you in here. It was all kinds of things.
You could get dunked for gossiping?
Wow. I mean, gossiping is destructive and all, but that's harsh.
Hey, gossiping is an extremely important thing for humans to do. It lets them talk about how they feel. As long as it's healthy gossiping, things are okay. But there can be such a thing as negative gossiping, which is probably all of it. But still, it's good to talk. Ooh. I'm just kind of investigating the area a little bit more fully before I grab the obvious bits. Hi.
What made us derail that day? I always wonder.
I'd offer my help, but honestly, I can't. Train station memorial plaque. Once the mighty iron trains charged forth on rails housed in this building. Now this place has been transformed into a monument to our town's past, carrying history forward on the rails of our memories. Oh, I see what you did there. You just had to take the opportunity because, like, everything about trains basically means moving forward. Or falling off. Let's see. One of these? God. Terror on the tracks. I guess since we've just got this in a room with a train, the tracks would refer to a train accident or ghosts on a train. Dunking a gossip. Those convicted of gossiping sometimes paid their penance via the dunking stool. They drowned people for fucking gossiping. Oh, man. I think everyone with a Twitter account would be drowned. You know, nowadays. Can't have that, no. Alright, let's... Ooh, hello. Witch trial history 2 out of 9. Witchcraft superstition plaque. Persecution of witches was not common in Europe between the fall of Rome and the Protestant Reformation. Numerous laws explicitly forbade condemning people as witches or burning people for witchcraft. This stemmed from the nation that the very belief in witchcraft was superstitious. And yet, the Puritans decided just fuck everybody over. The past. It's so easy to go, wow, those people were idiots, but they believed what they were doing was right. Wasn't something like this used in a Bell Killer murder? I don't even know why we're even questioning this shit. Obviously, it was used to burn Rose. Torture. There. Rose was burned to death on a stake just like this. Yeah. So he's copying? He's copying previous witch murders in order to try to get answers.
Long enough to be mighty uncomfortable, I suppose.
Plus, everyone was staring while it happened.
Yeah. Talk about public humiliation. It must have been like the pillory, but also nearly drowning.
Is that it? This is a really awkward party. Like, they say a couple of things, wow, this was awful, and then they just stand there.
This would freak me out so much. I'd rather get hit by a train.
No, you fucking wouldn't. Dude, you'd explode into so many bits and pieces you wouldn't be able to be recognized.
So scared of drowning? How long could I hold my breath?
Well, there's plenty of ways to test that, and if you practice long enough, you can end up holding your breath for a long time.
The train was so loaded down with ammunition, like we were a rolling bomb.
Ah.
The train was so loaded down with ammunition, like we were a rolling bomb.
So your train got derailed or something set your ammunition off and that's how you guys died. Interesting. Ooh, another witch trial. Black. The first person hanged at Gallows Hill was Bridget Bishop, who claimed that I am as innocent as the child unborn when presented with the charge of witchcraft. Well, she probably wasn't wrong. Oh, I can't enter the train track thing. The ghost trains. Maybe there's more witchcraft plaques in here. But I think we'll just go ahead and conclude our investigation. We found out things. Can I teleport up top anywhere? It'd be cool if there was a second floor. Ah, well.
So the Bell killer used torture devices like this to kill his victims. Why kill them like witches?
Because they're psychic! So he treats them like the witches, which is actually, you know, not that far-fetched in comparison to the other things.
I'm surprised there's no exhibit for the accusers. It's such an important part of Salem's history.
Actually, several artifacts aren't on display yet. We're currently preparing them upstairs in the restoration room.
Yeah, so I can get an early peek.
What else is in here?
People think this is easy.
That is nowhere close to saying I hope nobody wanders into the private area.
Just make sure nobody touches anything.
Now that's spot on. Okay.
What's happening outside?
I don't know. Not much. A cop died. Specifically me. And that's about it, honestly. The serial killer is killing people who are psycho. Ah! Ghost trains! Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. I hope that doesn't keep on repeating. Fine, I guess I won't check out the goddamn bathroom. Poof. I wonder what would happen if I got hit by a ghost train. Probably nothing good. Oh no. I can't leave this area. I have to go towards the fucking ghost train. Ugh. And then teleport across the ways. I can try? Whoa. I don't like this place. I will just continue looking around. Let's see. The Salem witch trials ended in 1963. However, witch trials continued with legal sanction in Europe as late as 1750. Damn. That went on for a long while. But not too long. I'm sure there are places in the real world where similar cases are still going on in uncultured places. I'm just glad I'm not part of them. Oh, hello!
Always wanted to be a real cop. Always wanted to be a real cop.
Well, buddy, then you probably should have gone to a police academy rather than becoming a museum guard.
A whole exhibit about death.
Technically, all museums are about death. Because they're all kind of talking about the past. Unless it's a museum dedicated to the future.
I wish Salem was famous for something else.
Why can't we be the town dedicated to ice cream? I'd love to have a museum dedicated to ice cream. Actually, I would love to visit a museum dedicated to ice cream. Taste how delicious the original ice cream was when there was sugar in all of them. Lots of it. Okay. We're entering a place with a lot of hiding places. And not a lot going on. A little bit worried about that, but I think we'll be fine. Just gotta keep an eye out for things.